The following show is a paid program.
The Cam Hill Show. If you'd like to advertise your business or become a sponsor, contact the Cam Hill Show at gmail.com.
How you doing? I just want to remind each and every one of you, we've got to get out and vote. On tomorrow is early voting here in Texas. I think it's all over, but we've got to get out and vote in droves. Today we're going to have Dr. Jazzii, a TV radio host, actress, journalist, and producer. And I'm telling you, she syndicated her radio show in 69 places. Hey, lady, how you doing?
Hey, how are you doing, Cam?
Oh, my God, I'm excited. We have talked over a period of the time beforehand, and I've had a great time with you. You have been really educating me, really on radio and everything else. But everybody always asks the question, look, 40 years in the business, how did you get started?
I actually got started young in the church. Back then, everybody was talking about a singing reunion. That's what we used to call them here in the South. And when we were doing fundraiser for our church, our pastor used to ask me if I would chair the fundraiser for a building for whatever else we were going to do. And it just caught on. Then the other churches started asking my pastor if I could chair their fundraiser because mine's always was turning out a success. So that's kind of how I got started, and it just ventured from there into what I would call mainstream today.
You are the 2015 recipient and inductee of the Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame. Woo, that's good.
I am honored. Actually, I thought they were playing a joke on me. I thought somebody was trying to punk me when I received the call from Mr. Lamont Robinson, who is the CEO and founder of the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And they called and told me that they wanted to induct me into the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame. And I said, who is this? And they repeated again. I said, and you want to do what? And he repeated again. I said, well, you do know I don't sing right. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, we're not inducting you for your singing ability. We're inducting you for your contribution to the music industry. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Then he said, well, what we want to know is if you would do us the honor of coming in and receiving your induction yourself. I'm like, oh, yeah, no problem. Just set it up. But I'm still thinking somebody is punking me. So I'm waiting for them to tell me, okay, joke, gotcha.
Right.
I just felt like it was a different nephew Tommy, believe it or not. I was waiting for it. And I wouldn't tell anyone. I wouldn't tell my friends. I wouldn't tell my associate. I think I told maybe 3 people. And one of the person that I told was instrumental in helping getting me started actually in the music industry. He said, Jazz, nobody's finna induct you into the Music Hall of Fame. What have you done that's so spectacular that they will be inducting you into the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame? He said, that's the same Hall of Fame with Marvin Gaye. I said, I know. That's what I'm waiting on. I said, that's the reason I'm not telling nobody. I'm just telling you I received that call.
Right.
But it took me up until the week before to even start telling people, even after they sent me my hotel reservation and everything, I would do it. I would do it.
And let's tell people what that really means, the Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame. Let's talk about what that is.
The Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame, you have everyone inducted in from your Marvin Gaye, your Whitney Houston, your Bar-Kays, your Luther Ingram, your Tina Turner, your Aretha Franklin. And I'm actually the third on-air personality to be inducted into the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame. And actually the first female, because
Wow.
the first one was Tom Joyner.
Yes.
Following Tom Joyner was Mitch Norm, and I'm the third on-air personality to be inducted in. And I'm so honored, to even be considered to be
Yes.
inducted. I mean, even if I hadn't gotten inducted, the thought of being
To
thought of
nominate, yes, just to be nominated.
to be in that
Yeah,
class, to be
exactly.
in that class.
Exactly. Let's see the pictures of you. And this is with you being inducted and holding your actual award. That's with the
Yes, that's
Bar-Kays.
me. That's right. That's Mr.
That's,
Larry Dotson
you
and
became a doctor
James
there,
Alexander. That's where I became a doctor. Uh,
and this is you.
and that's me. That was in 2015.
Absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. I love that. That's
Thank you.
perfect.
Thank you.
That is perfect. Just understanding what that honor is after all of these times, and even to grasp that you are syndicated, your show is in 69 locations. Let's talk about
That's right.
that.
Okay. Right now I am syndicated in 69 different radio stations, to include anything from low powered AM, FM, all the way up to 100,000 watts, including some internet and college stations. So I've been
Wow.
honored to be able to do those things. And six of those stations are actually international stations. I'm on three stations in Belize, the
Wow.
country of Belize, and one in the UK,
Hmm.
one in Greenwich, South Wales, and the other one in Great Britain. So
I,
it's been truly a blessing for me.
it sure
And
is.
especially, I didn't even want to go into radio, so I have no no formal training
Hmm.
in mass communication. So
Absolutely. When we
somebody
was,
was looking up,
I know.
looking out for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. When we saw you receiving your doctorate a minute ago, you have a bachelor's, master's, and your doctorate in Christian counseling.
I do. I do. Everybody was asking me, why don't you go ahead and get your credential? You always helping everyone.
Hmm.
And believe it or not, that one, it took me a while to do and to get. I
Yeah.
mean, I have several other degrees. Believe it or not, I had an associate degree before I even had a high school diploma. I'm one
Mm.
of those that's real big on education. I
Hmm.
push education because to me, knowledge is powerful. And
Hmm.
you can take away all the material things, but you can't take away my knowledge.
Right.
And if as long as I maintain what's here, then I can control my destiny. You won't control it.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that's very key and big to me is get your knowledge. And a
Hmm.
lot of time I hear especially when I'm sitting on a lot of different panels and everything, I hear people asking questions, and the question that they ask to me sounds so elementary because they have gone on and taken steps that they have not prepared themselves for.
Wow.
And to me, I feel like you should educate yourself before taking a plunge like that. Like one instant, I was at an award show, and one of the questions that came up, the young lady didn't know if she should be sending her things to the copyright office. And here she was already an artist herself.
Hmm.
She had started a label of her own. She had signed other artists on her label, but yet and still, she didn't even know business 101.
Wow.
So, how do you have a business and you don't even know what you're supposed to do? So, my question was, well, how can you properly help me when you can't help yourself?
Wow.
So, uh, knowledge is key.
Knowledge
Knowledge
is
is key.
truly
It
key.
will
I love that. We've talked a
yeah.
little bit about Southern Soul. Well, we talked a lot about it, just the genre of Southern Soul. And what I loved and understood about it, first of all, it's $1 billion industry that a lot of people aren't even looking at, and it's solely owned by African Americans.
Solely owned. But right now, I can say today there are other nationalities tapping into it.
Yes.
And it hurts me because I hear a lot of artists say, I'm not Southern soul, I'm soul, or I'm soul blues, and I'm rhythm and blues. But yet it's still, you want to be billed over here on the ticket with those that are faithful and true and loyal to the genre of Southern soul.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I can tell you as a radio station owner, I'm getting music in from the Caucasian race that is now going into Southern soul.
Yes.
And a lot of the artists say that they don't want to be called Southern soul because, quote unquote, they feel like it ties them or boxes them into being from the South.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm here to tell you a good example. Trey Williams and the Revelation, they were from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Trey was the only African American that was in the band. His band consisted of all different nationality, including Asian. Another young man that is the lead singer for his group is called Christopher Dean, and he's from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And he's covering male waiters and even one of Omar Cunningham's song. And his band consists of all Caucasian except for one African American. There is another artist out of Boulder, Colorado, where I didn't even know that we had as many African American there, is now doing Southern soul. I can also tell you that one of the awards show had put a Southern soul genre on their ballot, and the late great Denise LaSalle was also on that ticket as a nominee. She didn't even win it. It was a Caucasian band that won it. Wow. And I was fussing and I was upset, felt betrayed, because I'm like, how can a Caucasian band win the Southern Soul Award when they're not even doing Southern Soul? But they want to own it. And the thing that bothers me is we, as my people, as my race, we're quick to say that people are taking away our music. People are taking and want to own it. They're taking it away for us. They want to be us. Well, so many of us, and not all, because we do have some true die-hard Southern soul artists. You know, they put their blood, sweat, and tears in it, and some of them are even putting their last dollars into it. And that was one of the things that on another panel that I sat on in Chicago, and we had true aficionados that was there. And at the time, I didn't even have my doctorate in that. I felt like I was being intimidated because everybody else were either doctors, lawyers, you know what I'm saying? Music industry personalities personnel that's been in the business for a long, long time. But I went in just being Jazzii. And that's one thing I tell people, just do you. You know, I can't be anyone else. Even though I may take tips and tidbits from you, I can't be Cam Hill. No one can do Cam Hill like Cam Hill. And no one can do Jazzii like Jazzii. Even though I do, believe it or not, today have some imitators. I have some that has taken on the name. I even have one lady that is named her show and she's added some other things to it to try to get around it. But I have a trademark on my name. I have a trademark on my show. You know, again, one of those things that I speak about in being knowledgeable and educated. When I was approached by the late, great Harold Conover from Boulder, Colorado, he was the one that was instrumental in me going into radio. When he asked me about doing it, I told him absolutely not, because I didn't like my voice. And I didn't know anything about radio other than taking my music to the station and asking them to play it for my artists. Because at the time, I have and had started an entertainment management company.
Mm-hmm.
We have a full-fledged entertainment management company that we're able to offer anything from road management, stage management, business manager, personal managers, and you name it, we can do it.
Right.
But doing radio as a personality, that wasn't me. And I have to give credit to the late great Funky Larry Jones from Malaco out of Jackson, Mississippi. When I decided to do radio with Harold continue to stay on me, I didn't even know what a crossfader was. I didn't even know what a crossfader did, and he was telling me to just get comfortable and do it like I was on stage because he knew that I was one of the hen for the legendary Mr. Bobby Rush. And I've been with Mr. Rush for 21 years. A lot of people know that I was with Mr. Rush or with Mr. Rush, and a lot don't. But that was not my start. I actually got my start, if you want to say, in the Southern Soul or the chitlin circuit industry with the late great Jay Blackfoot, because I started in hip hop. Hip hop still paid my bills.
Mm-hmm.
A lot don't know. I started with a young lady by the name of Lois Lane, who had a well-known line dance that was called Chinese checkers. Well, that was my creation for it as the dance step. Mixmaster Lee came to me and asked me to put a dance step with that, and we started doing the dance. And I continued to add the other steps to it. Being a choreographer, I just love to dance and have loved to dance all of my life. And so from there, he picked up another artist by the name of Red Rum, and he had a song called Stump. And I put the line dance to the song Stump. And you all know it all over the world today as the Cha-Cha Slide.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and I know I'm probably finna step on a few toes today, but the truth is what it is. As they say, the truth will set you free.
I love it.
Well, let me set some people free.
Oh my God.
I am the fourth in the world to ever have a copyright on a dance. The three dances before mine are the swing, the twist, and the Macarena.
Wow.
And I am the fourth with Stomp. And DJ Casper lives in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and he was working at a little small club in Robin, Illinois, called Shirley's Place.
Yeah.
Me and the ex took the CD to him and asked him to play it, and we was demonstrating the dance for them to show them how to do the line dance. Well, long story short, Casper redid it and put it out.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Marvell Thomas. And they continued to do it. And when we got a hold to it, he had contacted Universal Records. Well, I had a conversation with the vice president of Universal Records, Mr. Avery Littman. And it didn't go very well to start with. But me being me, people call me the paperwork queen. If you know me, even with a comp show, you know what I'm saying? I still do paperwork, because if you're responsible for the back line, if you're responsible for my hotel room, if you're responsible for the green room, trust me, it is in that contract. Even if it's a free show, if it's a promotional show, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a contract from Jazzii.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we did. We wind up suing Casper and Universal Record for copyright infringement. Of course, they went in and they changed the beat, the bass line. Actually, there was several versions of any of you that's been in radio. You can go back and you'll see there are so many different versions of the Cha-Cha Slide, and it was because they kept trying to get around the bars, the bass line.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not the song that actually got them in trouble. It was the fact that I had a copyright on the dance, and he was describing my dance in the song. So every time he said stomp one time, stomp to the left, stomp right, you had to pay. So that's the story behind the cha-cha slide.
Absolutely. Let's do this. Let's take a break and we'll be right back with Dr. Jazzii A.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service, striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, we're back and we're talking to Dr. Jazzii A. We were finishing up and we were talking about mainly copywriting. And I'm so glad I looked at that, because Dr. Jazzii A, you helped on that, just educating people on what things they need to do in this media industry, because that's our topic.
Yeah, actually, it's important that you copyright your work, because if you don't, someone else can take the pleasure of taking your material, your song, and going off and just making millions of dollars. I mean, I can truly tell you, we have even had the pleasure of having the cha-cha slide in McDonald's commercial, and they didn't know that it didn't legally or was a legal infringement upon our rights and stuff.
Wow.
So, we have had to do cease and desist in a lot of different places. And even, let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
Even with my name,
Mm-hmm.
there is another radio personality that is calling herself Jazzii.
Mm-hmm.
And she called herself, even named her show after my show.
Mm.
And what happened, I received a call out of the Houston area, believe it or not, because the young lady was in Houston at a Keith Sweat show, and she was taking money from artists and promising them different things, and she didn't come through.
Wow.
Well, they were at another concert and they were talking about Jazzii A taking money and not doing what she was supposed to do. And someone happened to be there and heard the conversation. And they say, "Are you sure it was Jazzii A?"
Right.
And they said, "Yes," and they went on to talk about the incident. And luckily, this young man knew me and knew my character and know that that was not the type of thing that I would do. And so I received the phone call and I had to clear that up, that it was not me. I was not at the Keith Sweat show there. I did not speak with them and I did not take their money.
Right.
Unfortunately, I really didn't know who the young lady was when she did that. So it took me a while to get that. And here lately, she continued to use the name, to use my brand. And I've had to get legal involved in it to do another cease and desist and stop sending her show out because people are thinking that they're getting my show, and it's not mine. It's not
Right.
my show.
Absolutely.
And it's important that you protect your brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that I tell my artists up under my management. Trademark your brand, trademark your name. Just because I know that I had another artist that was up under my management, and when we got ready to do that for him, there was another artist in the UK that was using the same name. And how it came about was they were trying to buy his material, and it wasn't my artist. They were buying the artist from the UK because they had the same name.
Wow.
So if you don't trademark your name, if you don't copyright your material, no one know that it's there. No one know that it exists. And so many people talk about, oh, well, I poor man copyright. I sent a copy of it to myself. Well, that's just what you did. You sent a copy of it to yourself. How do BMI, how do ASCAP, or how do CSAC know you are the legal copyright owner of that material if no one have a copy but you?
Right.
So how they're going to contact you? What if they want to use your material in a movie? What if they want to use your material in a commercial? What if they want to use your material as a theme song for something? Well, how are they going to get in touch with you?
Right.
No one got the copyright with you. So it's important that you copyright your material and that other don't cover it, because there's so many times a good song get flipped and covered by another artist, and the other artists don't get credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to touch on writers, because there are a lot of songwriters that are in the industry that write their own material and go to the studio and record it. Well, just like you wouldn't allow anyone to walk in your house and take your TV, or to walk in your garage and take your car without permission, you need to consider your material, your production, your craft, your brand the same way.
Right.
Don't allow anyone to walk in and just take your stuff without compensating you for it.
Right.
Some kind of way. Even if you don't do nothing but get credit, you want it.
Right. I'm glad we're talking about this, because a lot of artists that have been in the industry, older artists, speak about that, how they lost so much money and are still losing money because published rights, they don't have, a lot of things like you were saying with ASCAP as well as BMI. They were not, registered. They had not paid, and they were losing their publishing, royalties, things like that.
Exactly. And there's a time where you don't ever know who's the next star.
Yeah.
And I can tell you for a fact, there was a very well-known artist. Mm-hmm. And when I say well-known, I mean known all over the world, a household name that did not even own the rights to his name. And there are restaurants that's named behind him. And we were at a concert or festival in Champaign, Illinois, Effingham, Illinois, right off in that area. And they had T-shirts and stuff that had the artist's image on it. And management for him came and made him pull it off because of the fact that he couldn't sell it. Even though he gave them permission to do it, he didn't have the right to do it because he didn't own his name.
Wow. He didn't own his own name.
Didn't own his own name. So those are things that's important to you. You can't go and use the Golden Arch because you know that belongs to McDonald's.
Right.
You can't go and put the little girl with the red pigtails on because you know that belongs to Wendy. Mm-hmm. So when you put yours, people should be able to identify your mark and associate it with you, whether they see your name or not.
Wow. That's good. That's good right there. We're getting educated, especially at this time, in this time frame, because a lot of people that are artists that were going out and they were traveling to go to concerts or so, they don't have that luxury anymore during COVID. And I've heard a lot of them, they're living off of their royalties or publishing or whatever at this point.
That's so true. That's so true. And another thing that a lot of the young and up and coming artists don't do and don't know, that even when they put you on shows, those concerts, those festivals, they should be turning that in to BMI, ASCAP, and CSAP, because you deserve to get your royalty from concerts as
Wow.
well. And a lot of the artists are losing out on that part of it. They're not even capitalizing on that because
Right.
they don't know. They
They
don't
don't
know
know.
that they're entitled to it.
Wow.
When you hear your music played in the Waffle House or overhead and establishment, you entitled to your rights, to your royalties. So
Mm.
it's not free. They pay to have it on the jukebox, as we
Right.
can say, you
Yeah.
know. But are you getting your end? Are you? I don't care if it's 2 cents. Give me my 2 pennies,
Yeah.
because enough of those 2 pennies will make a dollar.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. I'm glad you're educating, and this is what you do with your radio personalities that are on there with you. You also educate them on what they need to do and how they can
Yes.
get, their money. I love that about you. Being on 69 stations, a lot of hosts are listening on today that have a station, and they want to syndicate one day their actual show, but unfortunately they don't know what to do. And not to go all specific, detail by detail, but what does a show look like? As when people want to syndicate it, what main things does it need, the actual show?
It need good quality, for first of all.
Yes.
Okay, you want to make sure that your brand will represent you, just
Mm-hmm.
like the clothes you put on your back. When you
Mm-hmm.
step out of your house, depending on how you look, will how people will judge you. So when you send out your show, you want your show to be a representation of who you are and what you represent. So when I make sure that I maintain creative control. And that's one of the things that I ask for when different people call me, or different radio station or station owner call me and want my program. I must maintain 100% creative control of my show. I don't allow anyone else to program my show, because if I do, then I give up some of that creativity, and they can put any kind of music in there. And
Mm-hmm.
it's too late, but I have my voice on there. So that's going to be a representation of me. I actually, every week, every day, I'm in the studio laying down the production, just like you go to the studio to do um, a new song.
Mm-hmm.
I produce my show just like that, and make sure I go back and I voice track and put it on. And I look for, as I say, as part of my slogan, the very best in Southern Soul and Blues. I mean, everyone will not fit my show. And I love breaking new music. I love giving up and coming artists an opportunity, because someone gave me that opportunity. So
Right.
I want to pay it back to those that thought that they may not fit, or they
Mm-hmm.
may not be the one, or no one will look at them. Because a lot of time the younger artists get passed by, but a lot of time they get passed by because they don't know their quality of the music is not up to par what radio can actually play.
Right.
One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of artists do, they produce themselves. Okay, well, we all are biased to our own material. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let's face it.
Mm-hmm.
I think my show sound good. You think your show sound good. Every artist, you will not find them that will admit that sucks. So, I mean, they think that their song or the next song is going to be the one. But you are biased to what you hear. So, you need to have someone with an unbiased ear to listen to your stuff and mix it down for you. Yes, it entails paying someone else, but a closed fist can never get fed. You can't put anything else in a closed fist.
Yes, absolutely. In looking at, and I love the fact you talk about Southern Soul and Blues, what would we need to do to get it out for more people to hear? What do you think is needed? Because at this point, I've talked to so many people, and they said, Cam, we're really, when I first started thinking about or hearing about Southern Soul, then going to listen to it, so many people were like, we need a platform. We need some help to try to get this out What's needed, Dr. Jazzii?
One of the things that I feel that is needed is to continue to produce good quality music, because if it's trashy, and how many can we sleep with the next door neighbor song can you send us? Okay. I'm being real. I'm being real. You know what I'm saying? How many Jodies can take your woman and be gone? Okay. Be creative. And a lot of time I'm finding that some of the younger artists are afraid to do them. They feel like they have to do what a more familiar name artist is doing and be in their trail. Well, we don't need those. We need forerunners. So if you continue to bring good music, I can continue to play good music, and so do the other on-air personality. And as long as we bring in quality, they will play it. Just like they said rap would not last. They said it was going to be a phase. Well, look at rap today. I remember when they talked about rap and how it was just a black thing. But when it comes to money don't have a color. Everybody's spending the same almighty dollar. So just like Mr. King has mentioned to you earlier about Southern Soul being over $1 billion industry.
Yes.
Who don't want money from that? What you need to do is find a way to tap into that source, because if you don't, I promise you, they will.
Exactly.
They will.
They will.
They will.
They will.
And
they
we'll
have
be
already
hollering.
started. They've already started.
They've already started. I'm seeing it. I am seeing it over and over again.
Yes.
There are a lot of young artists that are out there, but one thing that I find about the Southern Soul artists is they won't invest in themselves. Okay. They don't level the playing field, even though the playing field is level for you and I as the big five.
Right.
They won't do that. You know why you hear or you become familiar with a Whitney Houston name or a Big Rob name? It's because they are investing in themselves. They are spending money. Radio survive off of revenue. Believe it or not. I can play your song, but if Cam just turned on to my show, you might have missed the whole beginning of that song and just got the tail end of that song. And my slogan and my thing is I want to do radio uncommercialized. I actually have a specialty show where I want to do radio, or I do radio like it was done in the olden days, where I introduce every song and I back intro every song, giving you the song title and the artist name. It helps not only the buyers, but it helps the artists as well, because now the more they hear your name, the more familiar they are of you. So when you come into the city to do a concert, you now have fans that know who you are, versus going to a city and only a handful of people come out to see you. Is because they don't know who you are. Even as a radio personality, as a station owner, I can only play your song so many times in an hour. I'm only going to play it once, being honest with you. And I don't play the same 10 songs over and over. Okay. I have different songs. You may not even hear that song again for a couple of days, unless it's in my top 25 list that I'm going to play. However, if you invest in yourself and you buy advertisement, whether it's with me, another radio station, we have to play your advertisement, whether we play your song or not. So I always like using the scenario with ground beef is ground beef. And you and I, we laughed and we talked about that. Your choice is your preference. If you go to McDonald's and buy a hamburger, you go to Wendy's and buy a hamburger, if you go to Five Guys and buy the hamburger, it's still ground beef. The only thing different is the amount of money that you paid and the season that went on it. I also like to use the one about Coke. We're good for that. Coke brand themselves over and over again. When you go to friends and family house, they'll ask you, do you want a Coke? And I say, Do you have a Pepsi? My choice of drink is Pepsi. Your choice may be Sprite, or it may be orange or grape. And then they'll tell you, well, no, I don't have a Coke, but I have a Pepsi, or I have a Dr. Pepper. But you asked me, did I want a Coke? Because we have been branded that Coke is the choice drink or soft drink of the world.
Absolutely.
It's because they brand.
Let's do this.
So
we'll take a
brand
break.
yourself.
Yeah, we'll be right back, and we'll talk back with Dr. Jazzii.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thanks so much. We're back with Dr. Jazzii A. And we were just talking, Dr. Jazzii A, about the differences in marketing and everything, weren't we? We were just picking up on that.
Yes. I feel like I didn't answer your question completely also, Cam. But for those that are air personality and want to syndicate your show, do it just like you do your air check when you're going for a job at another station. Mm-hmm. Put together a snippet of your show. So when you send it out with a bio of yourself, a picture, or what I call a one sheet. I do a one sheet on myself, just like I do for my artists when they have a new single or a new CD. So you know who I am, a little bit about my show, how long it is, how they can get it, what it's going to entail. So everything is right there. So they can look at it and what is the benefit of them taking my show and adding it to the lineup. So you do that and send it out. Fortunate for me, I only asked 6 radio stations out of the 69 about taking my show.
Right.
And all the other station has come to me by referrals, either from A&R personality or from different other artists that are visiting the station, or other program director or general manager speaking with other station owners or GMs or MDs. And that's how I've gotten to where I am. It's been because of others.
Wow. That is so good. And just knowing just that through networking, through just having a great content, just having a great show, that it picks up and other people want to hear it. And then it's all over the world. That's what I love about your show.
Yes. I'm excited because I do have an internet radio station myself.
Yes.
Okay. And I air my program on there, just like the other air personality that comes on, and I treat myself just like a staff personality as well. And I make sure that I'm providing the same good content that I'm sending out to my affiliates.
Right.
So I do. And a lot of the music that you hear in my syndicated show, it's because I feel it's the best of the best.
Yes.
I have a 4-hour show and I would love to play more, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And you may hear an artist on my station that you may not hear in my syndicated show, but it's because I want to play the very best to help us get to the next level. And I do believe it's coming.
It's coming.
It's
and
coming.
That's what I love
it's
about
on its way.
Yes.
It's
Southern Soul is really, it's on its way. It's just sticking together. And like you said, putting more, just bringing more knowledge, bringing it more, the awareness. I think the awareness. Yeah.
It is. And it's began to spread more and more. Don't be afraid. We have the luxury of Facebook.
Yes.
We have the luxury of Twitter. We have the luxury of Snapchat, YouTube, and all the others, online media that is there
right.
to be able to get our music out. Pandora, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tune in. Believe it or not, continue to do that. And don't be afraid of Southern Soul. You're not afraid of the money. Don't be afraid of the title. I mean, it does not define you or where you from just because you pick up the title.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them don't. Let's go to on the gospel side. You have bishops, you have reverend, you have rabbi.
Right.
Do that make them a less man of God?
Yeah.
Because they have a different title. It's just the genre. And I can truly say that we have artists from New York all the way to California that's doing Southern Soul. And they're not afraid to say Southern Soul.
Right. Right.
Anytime you can have, let's use Lenny Williams. That's a household name.
Yes.
Lenny Williams. He have a new song out called Southern Girl. It's Southern Soul.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can do it, the Manhattan can do it, the OJs can do it. You mean it's not good enough for you? Then you're in the wrong field. Choose another genre.
That's
Choose
excellent. I'm glad you mentioned Lenny Williams. He'll be on next week here.
Oh, okay.
And I love his song. So yes.
Me too.
So we're
Have you heard the new one called Southern Girl?
Yes, and we're trying to get more Southern Soul out. It's on my station here. I'm bringing as many as I can just to touch bases for people to know about it. Tarmisha Horton, shout out to her, ZBT Awards, and we talked to her about just the awards and why she was doing it with Southern Soul also, just everybody.
I'm familiar with ZBT Awards. I've not had the pleasure or had the invitation to come, but I am aware of the award that takes place, and a lot of the artists that has been nominated to come and to be recognized. And I commend her for doing what she do, because that too is awareness. No matter how small or how big, to be recognized, that's what you want. I mean, it brings awareness. I mean, good news, bad news, it'll spread.
It will. It definitely will. So, lady, how can people get in touch with you? How do they find you, I should say? How do they find your stations, too?
My station, we are on TuneIn to make it easy for everyone, so you don't have to remember a whole lot of .biz or .com. Just go to TuneIn and put in WN as in Nancy, D as in David, K as in King, and you will get my Southern Soul and Blues. For those of you that would like another flavor for inspirational gospel, there is WHML. You can get WHML Gospel Radio as well. So for your Christian need, all your Christian needs. And we try to provide different text content for everyone, whether it's talk, sermons, prayers, or just quartet music. We play it all, even gospel rap. So
Absolutely.
Trying to make a platform for everyone.
Absolutely. Talking to the viewers about what all you've done over the years. Now you have other up and coming dreamers, that want to get into media or they have their first station, they've had their first show, they're just coming out, what would you tell them? You've had 40 plus years of just show business, just the whole thing.
Yeah, I have 40 plus years as show business. However, I'm still a baby when it comes to radio. And I'm not afraid to say that. I just been blessed in my short period of time. I've only been doing radio since 2012.
Wow.
So I have not been doing radio all my life or as a young girl. So I've just been fortunate, like I said. So if you just do do it like an air check of your show. Don't be afraid to send it out to the station, because a lot of the station that you think won't play Southern Soul or are interested in Southern Soul and just haven't found that personality or that show that will fit what they're wanting or looking for. I can give you a good example. I'm on a college station. And when I think of college, I'm thinking of 18, 19-year-old to 25, but they're listening to Southern Soul. And one of the stations that I'm on, their format is jazz, but yet it's still, I'm on it. You know, the other one is, they play reggae, but I'm on it. So, I mean, one thing for sure, if you create if you create something that is good, they will use it.
They will
use it.
That's
because it's a demand for it. A lot of them don't know where to go to get it, so just don't be afraid to knock on a door. And for every no, there will be a yes. You may get 9 no's and 1 yes. So for every 10, just remember the rule of thumb. For every 10 people that you contact, you will have a yes.
That's good. Dr. Jazzii, I appreciate you so much, lady, for everything you're doing, for everything you have done, and just being a trailblazer, opening the doors for all of us. We stand surely on your shoulders for everything you've done. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, because everybody that I know of has not only seen it, you're doing it, lady. My God.
Thank you. But I must give credit to the Almighty God,
yes.
And I must give credit to other artists and other A&R personality. And I want to give one special shout out to Mr. Norris Hampton, because he makes sure that he promote Jazzii.
He does.
And I thank him for that. There are other labels that promote Jazzii, and I thank them, because without them, there is no me.
Yes.
I can't be in all these different places, but you may be. And for everyone that you inform about me or tell about me, talk about me, be it good or bad, I take bad publicity too, because it will create a buzz. I'm telling you, it generates curiosity.
It does. Shout out to Mr. Norris Hampton, because that's how we met, through Norris Hampton. Thank you so much.
Yes.
He called me one night. He said, "You got to call her now." And I love him for it.
Norris is a sweetheart.
He is.
I can tell you in closing here, there is some good things that are about to happen. And I'm not at liberty to talk about them today, because they get the first right to the press release. But there are some major things that is fin to happen for me, your girl Jazzii, and also for my station and all of the air personality that are on my station. There is some major changes that fin to come into the ball game, to the ball game. So I think it will help make a difference to Southern Soul.
Absolutely. I'm so glad for you. I'm so proud of you. Keep growing, keep going, and God bless and keep you, lady, for everything you're doing. Thank you so much for the interview. I appreciate you so much. And man, love you forever. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having me. And God blessings to you as well.
Thank you. Tomorrow we will be on 12:30 to 1:30 Central Standard Time. we will have Jerry Boogie Mason and also Minister Marina Coriat. Talk to you then. Bye.
The Cam Hill Show. If you'd like to advertise your business or become a sponsor, contact the Cam Hill Show at gmail.com.